Hi everybody, welcome back to day 9 of my 12 days of Christmas stitching. I cannot believe it's day 9 and I was persistent with filming and we're on to day 9. That's come very, very quick. So today is Wednesday the 22nd of December. Here we are, and it's almost 5 o'clock. As I've been working from home recently, it's been easier to kind of allocate time for stitching because I can kind of wake up, work early, start earlier, maybe ditch my lunch break, stitch for longer, that kind of stuff. So it's been much easier. So today's whip, well, the first whip at least, is my African Sunset by Anchor. As you may have seen it from yesterday's clips, I'm really trying to get this stitched quite a lot at least. I think I calculated it yesterday that I have just over 1,400 stitches left. So I have, no, that's wrong, bear with me, 14,454 stitches left. So I'm almost there. So the plan for today is to fill in this area here, and I'll try to zoom you in so you could see it a little better. That's it. So I will try to fill in this area over here, and I think that sort of red colours or like lighter yellows in here. And then I think what I'm going to do next, well, I'm going to try to fill in these gaps here. I think it's like a random orange colour as well. And then I'll work my way down. So the plan is that maybe I could start putting in some black in here. There's more branches in here. I'll see how I feel and sort of work my way all the way down. But that's where I am at the beginning of today, and we'll see where I get to once I've done some stitching. Now I also wanted to show you something else just for some ideas in case you're interested. So I found these in Aldi. Now these are card holders, so let's see if we can open it together. Let's see. So they come on these little clips like that, but I thought these will be perfect for finishing Christmas stitching. So if you may be attaching these onto, if you're doing like a flat fold, you can attach these onto the side and make it a nice little accent. And it also comes with twine, so you can reuse the twine. I just thought this was such a good cheap idea for using on cross stitch, as I say, for any sort of finishing ideas, or even hot gluing it to something. I think this is hot glued already to the actual clip, so you could try to rip off the clip and attach it to something else, but my plan is just to attach it with the clip like this. I thought this was very, very cool, very cool. And as I say, very cheap, and they had a lot of different ones as well, so you can pick and choose really which ones you want. And then I also picked up, oh come on, go back into the box, go back into the box. Oh, I'm trying to put that in the box while I haven't forgotten to do that. And then I picked up something else from Hobbycraft. Now I try not to shop there too much. I think it's too commercial, it's too expensive there. There's nothing good in there really, especially the one next to me. It's really nothing good in there. But I was in a different shop next to it, and it's a little drive. It's about half an hour drive from where I am, so Hobbycraft was next to it, so I thought, oh, I'll just pop in. So the first item I picked up is this one here, and this is door sign. It just says door sign. My plan was, because it's on a string like this already, my plan was to attach some sort of a cross stitch work on here. I have no plans of what I'm gonna attach it on this, but I thought that was quite a cool idea. And then I also picked up this, and I already have a plan for this. I think this was about $4.50. Doesn't have a name for it. It was about $4.50, and this one was about maybe $3.50. So the plan for this is maybe to attach my own chart that I made myself, my ethnic mask, and I'll put a photo in here. If you want to stitch this, I am selling the chart on my Etsy shop, and a link to my Etsy shop is down below. So I'm thinking of making into like a almost round ornament like this and attaching it onto here. The plan is to maybe paint this, or maybe not, I'm not too sure, but we'll see. But I just think it will be quite nice to have square, round, maybe some lace around it or some baubles around it, something quite cool. So I picked this up. But that is it. Now I'll get on with my stitching, and I'll catch up with you later. Bye! So I am here today, back again to show you my progress. As you can see, hopefully I have made quite a bit of progress today, and it's not even 11 o'clock, but I want to do a couple of other things. I want to do some research, do some planning for next year in terms of cross stitch, so I thought I'll stop here, even though, as I say, I think I could have made even more progress, but any progress is good progress, isn't it? So what I managed to stitch from memory, I have bad memory, and I do apologise for the waist knots. This is what I do, so I cut them off later. But, oh, Coco's here again. If you've seen my previous video from previous days, she really loves to be on camera. She just loves it. She can't stay away. So what I've managed to stitch, I have filled in, if you remember, there were some gaps at the top here, so I filled them all in. That was mainly these sort of oranges. Then I finished off all of the orange over here, all of it. All of this is fully complete. And then I worked my way down, if I move these threads here, so I moved all the way down and worked on these oranges over here, all the way through to here, filled in all of this square here, and then made some progress further down the line over here. So it looks really good. I think the last time you saw this, I tried. I'm really sorry for the bouncing camera. Coco's having a mental breakdown. I think it's because she can see a reflection from the scissors. I'm going to move that away. Here we go. I think I've said I will try to do black over here, but I sort of ran out of time because I really wanted to finish all of the orange. It's been great, this whip. I've spent some time reflecting today on my cross stitch and just life in general, and I'm so grateful for having such an incredible hobby, such a beautiful community. There's a few things within the community that bother me, but as with any community, you will get it especially when you put a lot of your time online, onto a wider audience. But all of you, well, most of you are absolutely incredible, and it's so nice to share all my stitching with all of you. I hope you're enjoying these videos as well. They are a little bit time consuming, not gonna lie, but I've just been reflecting, and that includes this whip. So I had this whip for 3 years. Soon it will be the anniversary. In 5 days time, on the 27th of December, it will be 3 years since I've started this whip, and I want to say time flew by, even though I know it's been 3 years, but it feels like time flew by. A lot has happened since I've started this. My life was so different when I started this. I moved between, goodness me, I lived in an old flat, so 1, 2, 3. I've lived in 3 other places since starting this whip. I've dated 3 other people. I've experienced a lot of life changes, a lot of work changes. I was very happy stitching this. I was very sad. I was I don't want to say I was depressed, but I was at a very bad place at one point, and this whip travelled with me, so I love it, and hopefully I'll be able to finish this fairly soon. So today I managed to stitch 547 stitches, which isn't too bad. My goal is about 300 a day, which isn't a lot, but it's enough to get it going. And if I could really sustain higher numbers, that would be great, because I do want to finish this the sooner the better. So I'll be, next time, maybe tomorrow, I'll be working my way down all the way up to here and see where I get with the whip. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm really sorry for the wiggling screen, if you like. That's my kitten Coco, and she's now staring at me, basically asking me what am I doing here. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Hi everyone, welcome back to the next day. Today is 23rd of December. Here we are, just gone after 8 o'clock. I thought I'll do a little video, so I'll be stitching on my African sunset, the usual, so I won't be showing that. You've seen where it ended up yesterday, so I'm just continuing with that. And yeah, so I bought myself something. Now, this is sort of a gift for me, from me, well, not for me, maybe. At work, I got, our employer gives us some Love to Shop vouchers, and it was a fairly big amount. You can exchange them for Amazon vouchers online, so that's what I've done. And I got a couple of things for my cat, like a water fountain. She absolutely loves it. Maybe I'll insert a quick video here if I can find it, if I'm enjoying her little new gift. I got her new litter tray, and then I bought something for myself, which is this kit. I found it on Amazon, and because I had Amazon vouchers, I wanted to buy it on there. Now, I wanted this kit for so long, absolutely ages. This is a kit by Lanate, or Lanate, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. And as I say, I wanted this for such a long time, and especially now that I have a kitten, this kitten reminds me of my beautiful Coco. So yeah, I really wanted to show you this, and we can maybe open it together if you fancy seeing what's inside. I really like this packaging. It's sort of like a little box, if you can tell. It's fairly thick. Not really had any other kits that are packaged up this way. It has a little handle, and you can see the floss. So here's all the information. So it's called Forest Cat, and it's 25 centimeters by 42 centimeters, so fairly big. Does it give you the stitch count? It comes with grey Aida, contents, 100% Aida, 14 count Aida, which isn't my favourite. I might swap that over, I'm not sure yet. Yarn, 100% cotton, needle and chart. I'm not sure about the actual Aida, but let's see if I can open it up, and we'll have a look what's on the inside. Yeah, come on, come on, come on. It's nicely packaged up and sealed. If I remember, I'll link this down below in my links in my description box. So if you really like it, just click on it and it will take you straight to the kit. Right, let's have a look. So I opened it from underneath. I'm really keen to see what the actual inside looks like. Let's see. Okay, so as soon as I got it out, obviously I've noticed all the threads. Let's make sure that I don't show you the actual pattern. So it comes like this. Oh, lovely. So all the threads are already on the cards, which I love. Let's see. And oh, they already cut up into, wow, that's amazing. So they already cut up into the right lengths. Well, it depends what's the right length for you, but it's already cut up. That's amazing. Normally if you get Dimensions Gold or Anchor kits, they have really long threads, and I normally have to cut them in half, but these ones are already pre-done, pre-sorted with numbers on them, and it has little boxes so you can put the symbols in the boxes yourselves. And there's 2 floss cards. Okay, right, let's package that back up. Okay, then we have, this is really nice, I've not seen that done before, where the actual Aida is packaged up in a recyclable bag, which is lovely. I love that. Oh, it's very stiff. Okay, so I love the colour. Let's start there. I love the colour of the Seda, but it is very stiff. Very, very, very stiff. It has a little cardboard thing in the middle. Yeah. If you know me, I'm not the biggest fan of Ada. However, I mean, this feels quite nice actually. It doesn't feel like a cheap hobbycraft Ada. I'll probably just stitch on this, I would think, or maybe not, I'm not sure. The thing is, when a kit is sort of partial kit, it's still kind of full coverage, but it's not, because obviously we've got the cat here and you still have all the background free. When it's like this, obviously when the piece is finished you can see the background, and when it has like Ada holes, I don't know, when it's full coverage I don't mind it. When the whole picture is full and then it just is framed around, I don't mind that. But when it's sort of partial kit like this, I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. I love the colour. I might just use this for maybe neutral Christmas ornaments. That would be lovely. All Christmas ornaments would look amazing on this sort of like wintry grey Ada, and I don't mind Ada for ornaments, so I might do that and then use something from my stash. Because the size of it, I mean, it's a biggish piece, you know, it's not a small piece. It's quite a big piece of Ada. But I don't really like the 14 count either. I don't stitch on 14 count Ada unless I really have to, or, you know, if it's something super duper small and I want it much bigger. But ideally I wouldn't stitch on Ada. So this might go back into my stash and I'll pull something out with a beautiful, beautiful fabric. I'm really, you know what, I'm really keen to start this as soon as, who knows, I don't know if I'll start it tonight. Don't know if I'll have time because I need to pick the right fabric. Might be tomorrow. Might be a tomorrow job. Anyway, let's put it back in. Here we are. It also comes with a needle, which is lovely. I always appreciate it when it comes with a needle. Love the floss. Put that back in. And then we've got the chart. Now the chart, it comes on, oh, it's a big chart. I love a good big chart. I'm going to try to flash it very quickly. So it's on one, let me just check. I think it's on, oh, okay. It's on a massive piece of paper. It's not A3, it's bigger than, is it bigger? Yes, it's bigger than A3. So what is it? A2? It's on one piece. So the whole chart is on one piece like this. Ooh. Which is okay. I don't mind that. It just means that I could see very well. I hate it when they do it on really small pieces. I would rather have it on a big one and just cut it up myself and make a working copy. I love, love, love it, and I'm so excited to start this, but I thought I'll show you that in case you've never had a Lanate kit. No, this one, I think it's a different collection. Sorry, you can probably hear my cat in the background, as always. This comes in a different packaging. I've seen these Lanate, I've got some Lanate kits and they are in sort of the normal pouches, but this one's in a proper box. I'm not sure if this is like a special collection or something like that. It doesn't really give you the year that this was made, but it shows you a few other charts. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that, and then I'll get on with stitching my African Sunset and I'll show you where I get on with it tonight. Hi everybody, welcome back. So I know I promised to come back yesterday with my update on African Sunset, but I actually didn't stitch last night. I just opened my Lanate kit, showed that to you, and then ended up not stitching just because I was fairly tired. It was an early morning yesterday and I just wanted a chill evening watching TV, some shows and all of that. So I didn't really stitch on anything. And then I woke up this morning with this huge urge to start something where it's not on Pattern Keeper, it's not on my Saga app, where it's an actual hard copy, full coverage, and I really, really wanted to try diagonal stitching, which I've never done before. So if you know me, with my full coverages, I tend to do cross-country stitching across the page, so it's not extreme cross-country, but it's through the page, which means I pick one colour and I'll finish that entire colour within one page. Then I'll pick the next colour, finish it off, then the next colour, finishing it off. I find that it's a quicker method when stitching full coverages, especially when using Pattern Keeper and Saga apps. It's just so easy. Now, when it comes to actual hard copies, I don't have anything that I've ever stitched that's full coverage not on those apps. So all of my whips are, like the big full coverage ones, are on those apps. So the only time when I did try not using the apps was when I started back in 2019, I think February, when I started my Haid, which is Love is in the Air by Josephine Wall. When I started that whip, I didn't have a tablet, so I didn't have Pattern Keeper yet. So the first couple of pages I did using a hard copy, and I found it very difficult because I kept missing where I tried to pug, but I didn't really know. Back then, you know, it was quite a few years ago, and I was taught in an old-fashioned way by my mum, by my teacher at school, just to sort of start in the middle of the chart and work my way out, which is again also sort of almost a cross-country way, if you like, because you start in the middle, you pick a colour and you go with it around that middle and then pick the next one. So I've always been taught in an old-fashioned way. So when I started having a nerve design with the hard copy, it was fairly difficult. I tried to do square by square and sort of zigzag it, like a snake it. So do let's see if I can show you. So let's say this is a chart. I would start, go across the top squares, then zig down, and then down and down like this. Now, the problem with that was that, oh, sorry, you saw that in the wrong way. So the way you see it, I would have done like this, go down like this, sort of in a snake pattern. Now, the problem with that was I didn't really, so parking, I hated parking, and I still do. However, if I can manage my threads better, I think that wouldn't be a problem. But for me, it was more of I kept parking in the wrong place and forgetting what that thread was, and then realizing that I've actually stitched the wrong stitches and I parked in the wrong place, that it actually isn't the correct thread. And I just kept messing it up, and I think it was because I didn't have a system per se. I was just zigzagging. So as you see, I was just zigzagging. So let's say if I was stitching here, in this square is the last stitch, then I would try eyeball it where the next stitch is, so underneath it, it's not there, sort of eyeball it, find it, thread it across further. So there wasn't much of a system. So I did 2 pages that way, and then I got a tablet, Android tablet, which was the best investment ever. I bought it on eBay for £100, I think, and I had Pattern Keeper, which, if you don't have it, it's a life-changing moment. I highly, highly recommend it. It's not just for full coverages. You can add any PDFs onto it, well, most PDFs onto it. It's great, and you can do it even on Amazon Fire Tablet, so it won't even cost you a fortune. Anyway, but then I didn't really have, I never started any kits where I don't have a chart, because if you can read and speak Russian, we have a website called VK, which is a VK website, and you can get charts to go onto your Saga app, which is very similar to Pattern Keeper. So any designers that create charts, or they can transform PDFs into digital charts on the Pattern Maker software, and then any charts created on that software can be imported onto Saga app, which is very similar to Pattern Keeper. I like Saga app way better than the Pattern Keeper, and that's a whole different story. I might do a video if you like. Please do let me know in the comments if you want me to show you the Saga app, explain where you can get charts, etc. But so what some designers do, you can pay some designers to convert the actual hard copies into XSD file on that pattern maker software on the computers, and then you can then import that into Saga and have it as a, you know, a chart on the system. So then you can, same as Pattern Keeper, pick one symbol and it will show you where everything is. However, I don't really want to pay the money because especially with certain kits, if they cost a lot of money, I don't particularly want to pay even more, you know, maybe £40 on top for transforming that hard copy into XSD file. Anyway, and I really felt like trying out diagonal stitching, and I thought diagonal stitching will be perfect for something where I don't have it as a PDF, where it's a hard copy, where I don't have XSD file for Saga, you know, for something like this, because then it's more concentrated on a specific small area. So I won't have the problem of, like I used to before, where I have to look through the entire chart, find where the next symbol is, feed it through there, then realize that actually there's a symbol here already, so start a new thread, go up to here and realize, oh, I've packed, so I'll end up with two of the same threads. So anyway, it was just a mess. So for something like this. Now, I picked the specific kit for that for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you don't know what these kits are, so this is the Disney Dreams collection. This is the Cinderella one, and the number is 52503. These kits are extremely rare and extremely expensive, okay? So these used to be sold, I think, at Disney World actual attractions. As a kid back in the day, the actual design is done by Thomas Kincaid, and now Disney stopped making these very long time. Well, this isn't Disney, this is MCG Textiles, I think. Yes, MCG Textiles, but I believe these used to be sold at Disney sites. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty certain that's the case. And then they went out of print, they stopped selling them, and these go for ridiculous amounts of money on eBay. So they cost from £100 per kit up to, I've seen some, you know, some are rarer ones, like the Tangled is super rare, that goes for about £600 sometimes. The one I have here, I think it cost me somewhere around £100, but it was a Christmas, it was a birthday gift to myself maybe a couple of years ago. And I have a few of these. So I have this one, I have the Lion King, and I thought I had another one. I'm not too sure. Do I have another one? Not too sure. I do want, the next one I would love is, I think I have Beauty and the Beast. Do I have Beauty and the Beast? I feel like I do. The next one I would like to get is Lady and the Tramp, but that one is expensive and they rarely come up. Anyway, so I thought I'll start this one with cross diagonal stitching, and I thought I'll show you what's normally on the inside of these kits. So just like any kit, obviously you've got your flosses and they all sorted through. There's some shiny ones over here. Let's have a look. So if I open it up, obviously these kits are fairly old-ish. There we go. So it says Cinderella wished upon a dream, card 2 out of 3. Here we go. And it has a description, which I love. I love that it has a description. Let me see if I can zoom you in a little. So sometimes I get confused with anchor kits because they don't have descriptions, and it's difficult, and sort of where the hole is, the actual writing is below it, so sometimes you have to match it up and work out which colour is which one. But here it has the description: medium grey green, light yellow orange, dark grey pink, so you can actually match up. Okay, this is definitely dark grey pink, so it's the right, you know, the right colour, and it's 2 strands. Yes, there's 2 strands, so I think that's lovely. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it on this card. I'm gonna rethread it on something else. I haven't worked that out yet, but so that's one of the cards. I'll try to move that across. Then we've got another one. This is the first card. Again, it's got a lot of sparklies, this one. A lot of sparklies. And it is pearl filament. So I presume like a cryonic filament. I don't really know what kind of threads I use in here. We'll have a look in a moment. Oh, this card has some sparklies as well. There's a little bit. Oh, this is gold sparkle, gold blending filament. Here we go. So again, I would. This feels more like treasure braid in all fairness, rather than cryonic. So that kind of consistency and feel to it. That's that. I might rethread these. I'm not too sure yet. And then we've got the Ada, which I'm going to use. I sort of grew to love Ada through my African Sunset. And this one's very soft. This is a high quality Ada, you guys. This is really good quality. It's so soft. It's still stiff-ish, but not to the point where you can't work with it. It's not like your cheapy Hobbycraft or Hobby Lobby Ada. And it's a fairly small Ada. What size is this? 18 count, yeah, so it's my favourite count. It's my favourite count for Ada full coverage pieces. And then, oh, I don't want to show you too much of the chart because these are super rare. But let's have a look. So it comes on quite a few different pieces of paper. So I'm going to make a copy of these and show you what my attack plan is for actually stitching it. So the plan is to do 10 per row. I'm going to try a little bit, so sort of mark it off like this across, and work from there. So I'll see if I can start this now, sort through my threads, and I'll catch up with you once I've made some progress. Okay, so I have prepared my kit and I wanted to show you what I have actually done. So I'm going to try and quickly flash the chart, well, a copy. I made a copy of the original chart, my working copy, and I'm just quickly going to flash it and show you that I have basically gridded it like this with a highlighter, an increment of 10 stitches across, and then I'll do it page by page rather than going the entire length of the kit. So that's the chart. And then what I have done next, I have done a little bit of, this way, I've done a little bit of work on the actual fabric. So what I use to do that is this pen over here. So this is Aqua Trick Marker Extra Fine by FRYM, and I'll have the link down in the description box if you want to grab this for yourselves. Now, I have quite a few different pens. This one is extra fine and I highly recommend stocking up on these. Now the other one I have is just a regular one and it's quite a thick, sort of the end is similar to this. No, that's a lie, it's not the same, but I highly recommend this. So this is the extra fine tip. I don't know if you can see that. So it's super fine, perfect for sort of like very specific marking, and it's water soluble. What that means is that once you're finished, you just dip this into lukewarm water with a bit of clear non-colored soap without any add-ons, and then it should disappear. And in all fairness, you won't be able to see that behind the stitches, but you know, if you're dipping that in, that's absolutely fine. Now, some colors, if you washing your works, could run. It depends on the kit, but I normally take the risk. I've never had really big issues with it. So what I tend to do, I tend to put, you know, those sheets you can get, they're called color catchers, and I put this in the sink with lukewarm water, a bit of clear soap, and a couple of those sheets in the sink, and then that will soak up any colour that runs basically. So I've never had any issues. So what I've done, I basically marked a couple of diagonals based on the way I've gridded the chart, and I'll try to zoom you in so you could see a little better. So here we are. As you can see, I actually gridded it exactly as the chart, using the sort of zigzaggy method. Ding, 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 ding. And then my needle marks the first stitch in the actual chart. So I had my tape measure over here, and it says it's 16 by 12 inches. So I just found a middle in my fabric, which is over here, mark, so it's 12 in height, so I just measured 6 this way and then 8 sideways, and this is my starting point. It doesn't have a lot of space for actual framing, so I don't think I'm going to put this in a Q-snap just yet, because I think it won't be enough space here to put it in the Q-snap. Once I start working inwards, then we'll be fine, but here I don't think there will be enough space. So I'll put it in a hoop. Let's see, what's the actual width of this fabric? Because I have ordered roller frames from Sokol Frame, and that is 60 centimeters in width. Well, it's 70 centimeter bars, but if it's 60. Oh, amazing. So this is 51 centimeters. So I should be able to put this on a scroller frame eventually when the time comes for that. So I'm looking at it wrong way. So for you, it's this way up. So that's what I've done. You don't need to mark it exactly that way. You can just do straight lines, but I find it's a bit more precise when I do it in this specific manner, because it matches up my chart and it's so much easier to do. Some people mark it using sulky thread, and you just mark with this maybe red sulky thread, but I find that's too much work, and it's not as efficient as this is. So I'm just trying to roll up my tape before my cat attacks it. I'll probably have to ditch that in a moment. And then what I've done next was I've gone through all the threads and I have sorted them through. So I'll show you what I have done. So I'm just finishing off with my tape. So what I've done with the threads, I'll show you one card, and then basically I've done the same with all 3 of them. So I've gone through the actual key that came with the kit, and then I've marked symbols next to each thread rather than it being a code, which means that every time I need a thread, I don't need to look at the key, figure out which symbol it is, and then pull the thread out. I can just look at the card. Okay, I need a square. Where's the square? Look through it. Oh, here's the square, and pull it out. What I've also done with all of the 3 cards, I've secured the threads, and I highly, highly, highly recommend doing that. What that means is, as you've seen in my previous clip, all the threads were just hanging off. They weren't secured. So I pull all of them out, and then what I basically do is, let's imagine this is a pulled out thread. I bend it in half, pull this loop. It's like a scarf, you know, pull this loop through the hole like this. Pull it the other side. All of them like this. And then you have a loop here, and I just pull that through across, and then here we go. There's a proper loop. Okay, so that's what I do. So here we go, and I've done it with all of them. The reason being is, when you pull, number one, when it's in your project bag, all the threads will get tangled. You'll pull one out, and when you pull, let's say, the grey one, that will pull the green one out. This happened to me so many times, and then I have to figure out what I've pulled out, like what got tangled, you know, which thread, and then put it back through into the right hole. It's not secure. So I've secured all of them. And what I've also done, there were 2 threads that were blending filaments. Now they are sort of Kreineke like, and if you know those threads, they fray a lot, which I didn't want to do. I didn't want them to be hanging on these cards, so every time I use the cards, these get tangled up with the normal threads and they fray. Because if they fray, it's going to be very, very difficult to work with them. So I just cut off a card from the remaining of the cards because they were too long, not numbered ones. So cut that off and I pulled them through the normal loop method like I just shown you, and just wrapped it all the way around, and I've written what on the actual card, what thread that is, and I put it in a little Ziploc bag just so that it's secured, it's not touched, they don't fray, and they have their own separate little pack there. So what I'm gonna go and put this in a hoop, see what I think. Plan of attack for now is to work on the first little diagonal, and then the second, third, fourth, so on and so forth. But the plan is to actually still do almost like a cross-country stitching, which is my favorite type of stitching, but in diagonals. But that's just for now, my plan for now. So I'll pick one color, finish it all off all the way in here, park it into the next one, pick another color, finish it in this diagonal, pull it through to the next one. That's the plan. I'm not sure if that will work. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to do what a lot of floss tubers do. You just stitch all of that color in one line. Once it's finished, park it. Next one, park it, and finish one line at a time. That isn't as appealing to me. I don't want to be threading through my needle 50,000 times. So I think I'll just have to try cross country and see what happens there. But that's the plan, and I'll catch up with you once I've made some progress, as always. So just a little update while I'm still stitching. I'm filming on my phone, so it will look a little different. I made a couple of changes since basically you've seen me last. I have marked the squares as well, not just the diagonal stitching, mainly because it's easy to find myself where I am when I need to do counting. And so far, so good. Unfortunately, there are a few blends, and most of what you can see, most of that is a blended thread, but it's okay because it's only two threads over one square, so it's not like I've got three and then I need to decide how much, which color will be two threads and which color will be one thread. It's only two, so one of each color, so that's pretty easy. And yeah, so far so good. So I am back to show you my progress, and there's quite a bit of progress actually. It went better than I expected it to go. As you've probably seen in the previous clip I filmed on my phone, I did have to grid it by squares as well, not just as diagonals, just because it's easier to find where I am. Oh, we have my cat again. It's easier to find where I am. It's easier to kind of pinpoint the areas when I need to park. So I have stitched 433 stitches, which I think is pretty good. It's sort of my normal evening full coverage allowance, if you like. I really enjoyed it for a couple of reasons. Now, I think it will be really nice to have something like this with different to any other whip. Now, any other whip I have that's full coverage, I'm stitching, as I've mentioned before, cross country per page. So the progress I see is a little bit different. I just see the picture building up. So I see an outline, a shape, then it's kind of filling up and up and up with all the colours. Now with this, it's sort of instant gratification because I can see an instant image. And then it's quite fun actually comparing it to the cover photo to see, where I am in the chart, in the actual finished work. So I just find it really interesting, and I thought it will be nice. I wouldn't do many of these. I would still do these only for those kits where I don't have it as a PDF, where it's a hard copy, mainly because it's easy to concentrate on one area like this when I need to find certain symbols rather than across the entire chart. It's just much easier for me. And as I say, I do love seeing sort of instant gratification like this. I've got a feeling my cat is going to attack the pen in a moment, so I'm going to put it away. She's looking. So as you can see, I've parked. Now, I still don't like parking, okay? That hatred hasn't disappeared. However, I think I need to get some, is it spoolies? I've seen other people using them, like round ones, and wrap all the threads around them and just tuck them away, and then it should be all okay. It shouldn't be a problem. But I love these colours. This sort of reminds me of my Love is in the Air by Josephine Wall Haid chart, because of the same colours, sort of blues, purples, and this is a sky as well. So unfortunately both are sky ones, and it's going to take a little while until I get to a non-sky area. There will be a castle here, so the first thing I'll probably touch will be a castle, but I'm pretty certain it's quite far in. For a little while it will be just the sky, but I absolutely love it. Now it did have a blended thread. I'm not sure if you can see it. Let's see if I can maybe zoom in even more. Here we are. So all of this, as you can see, was a blended thread. Now I mentioned this before in previous videos. I don't understand why creators use blended thread. I think there are so many colors that they can choose from, wide spectrum of shades. I don't see the beauty in blended thread. To me it looks messy, even though the stitches are so neat, but it looks messy. But again, that's just my opinion, but got to go with it. So here we are. And then I've stitched, I think it was 3 diagonals, and overall that was 433 stitches. And it's not a round number because it's not a full square, so chart began further off, so a couple of rows or something further off the actual square, so it's not a full square, if you like. That's why it's a little bit less rather than 500 or 400. But next time I'll be stitching on this diagonal here, and this is 350 stitches, so maybe I'll manage to do this whole diagonal and a little bit of the next one, who knows. But I might see if I'll stitch this tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'll see how I feel. But that is it. Now today is the 24th of December. So back at home, back in Lithuania and a lot of other European countries, we celebrate Christmas on the 24th. So it's technically Christmas for me. So I just wanted to wish you all Merry Christmas to those who are celebrating Christmas. Happy holidays to those who are not celebrating and just spending time with your family and friends. Enjoy your time off. Enjoy your time reminiscing the past year or a couple of years. I hope you will find some time to just relax. And if you are on your own, if you're not celebrating it with your family or friends like me, then I hope you'll enjoy doing whatever you like doing, whether that's cross stitch, painting, diamond painting, playing piano, anything. It could be anything. I hope you'll have a lovely evening, a lovely day tomorrow, the 25th. I hope you'll be spoiled if you are, and I will see you next time. Bye.